Social media has opened up new ways for people to participate and be heard over the past 2 decades, but it's also helped drive polarization and made it harder to agree on basic facts. I'm a professor who studies how online systems shape public opinion, not just through content, but through the interplay of influencers, algorithms, and audiences. How has social media transformed how we make sense of the world? The way we understand the world is increasingly shaped by what we encounter online, not through formal institutions or mass media, but through a decentralized, always-on feed of commentary, interpretation, and reaction. What social media changes is not just the volume of information, but the structure of how we make sense of the world. Influencers filter, frame, and package information in ways designed to resonate with their niche audiences and with the algorithms that then decide which narratives get reach. The online crowd responds, reacts, reinforces, and then recirculates those ideas. And the feedback loop between influencers, algorithms, and crowds shapes what we pay attention to. This is not the broadcast era anymore. We're not all watching the same thing and reacting to it together. We're moving through parallel streams where visibility is governed by virality and trust is very personalized. We have the power to create our own bespoke realities, networks of people, content, and communities that can reinforce a particular way of belief. What incentives shape what we see online and what we don't? Platforms and influencers alike prioritize engagement. They make money when you spend time on site. Influencers make money when you watch their content or when they secure sponsors. Engagement is measurable, it's monetizable, it's easy to optimize for. But the emotionally charged, niche-affirming, and often outrage-provoking content that tends to perform well doesn't necessarily support shared understanding. Institutions like governments, academic institutions, scientific agencies really struggle to compete on this playing field. And because these platforms are private companies rather than true public squares, there's very little transparency or accountability in how these systems operate. What we see is shaped by algorithms that we don't control in an environment where incentives often run counter to the needs of democratic discourse. Can we redesign the systems that shape public discourse online? Yes, but not by trying to recreate the past. We need to think about building new infrastructure that supports pluralism and trust and user agency, not just reach and engagement. So that includes by developing middleware, tools that let users choose how their feeds are curated or moderated. Middleware includes crowdsourced context tools like community notes that can leverage the wisdom of crowds to complement things like fact-checking without relying on centralized authority. Why does all of this matter? So how people come to believe things, what they see, who they trust, and how they act on that information is foundational to democracy and society. If influence is determined primarily by virality, and if visibility of our information is shaped by opaque algorithms, then we lose our ability to come to consensus. We need functional institutions participating in the public discourse. We need public deliberation that is more than just performative. Democracy depends on more than just free expression. It depends on the ability to agree on how we can verify facts, how we can deliberate, and how we can collectively act in response to common problems. But right now, the systems that we've built are optimized for something else entirely, and that's what needs to change.